It's crazy, bro. Like the whole nice guys finish last thing, it's getting to a point where it seems like it's a cliche, but it's actually facts, man. Because let me tell you, bro, man, I just had a wake up call, man. And, you know, like sometimes it's like you hear about, like, I never thought it was cliche, but, I did study and everything, and I'm listening. But it's like sometimes the biggest wake up calls happen when you go through it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I went through it myself, and I'm like, man, that's crazy at work. You know what I'm saying? Like all this nice guy stuff, like it's the whole Adam and Eve situation all over again, just in current times, man. Where Adam is good, he on point, he being taught by and led by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He know exactly what to do. But then here a woman come along, and because those two are together, they close, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She emotional, so she gonna try to water him down to be like her. Oh, it's okay if you need this and that, and try to make it seem like him being emotionally unavailable is toxic. You know what I'm saying? Him being stern, stoic, firm in his ways, in his stance, holding his ground, putting his foot down. You know what I'm saying? Not going for no disrespect, checking disrespect, utilizing silence if that respect is not given to him. You know what I'm saying? Making it seem like those type of traits are toxic. You know what I'm saying? And even if the woman doesn't really directly say, oh, that's toxic, her behavior gonna show it. You know what I'm saying? She gonna get mad, get all fussy, leave me alone, play a victim, not want to talk to you, try to, twist things on you, play reverse psychology because she's stubborn and full of pride. You know what I'm saying? Thinking she the prize and all this stuff, trying to get you to put her on the pedestal and apologize 100 times just so she can run all over you again. You know what I'm saying? And get you to do it again so she can do it again. And get you to do it again so she can do it again. And get you to do it again so she can do it again. You know what I'm saying? And as annoying as that sounded, how I just said that, that's really what you got to tap into. The fact that, man, that's annoying. Like, to go through something like that. You hear me say it a bunch of times is annoying, but it's like, that's the whole point. As much as I was repeating it, that's literally how the cycle goes if you're not careful, man. If you don't put your foot down at some point, like, bro, she gonna keep doing it until you put a stop to it. Because at the end of the day, women are emotional. They go off their feelings in the moment. And men are the leaders of the world, supposed to be. And if we listen to women instead of the Most High, that's where we go wrong. And it's like, if you backtrack to where you didn't show no emotion, not in your face, not in your words, not in your demeanor, you just moved smooth, cool, calm, and collected, no reactions, nothing, right? Quiet, don't open up much, mysterious. When you go back, that's actually when the woman respected you the most. But when you listen to her because she whines and fusses and, oh, well, why don't you talk to me and all this garbage, it's like, man, at the moment, they may feel like they want that, but the fact of the matter is, based off of logic, that's not what they want. Maybe a gay best friend, they'll want that from them, but a man that they in a relationship with, they don't want that. They want a man who's strong, stern, tapped into his true self, not emotional, logical, have emotions, but get them on lock. You know what I'm saying? And the more days pass, I believe that men should not open up to women, even with the women that they're with, because it doesn't work, man. They say that they're here for you. They say that they'll receive you, but it's always conditional. It's always within limits. As soon as they feel like it's too much, they shut you down. But then they go back and they tell you that they love you, they like you, or whatever the case may be, and they're here for you. If you're here, you're here. Ain't no middle person. Ain't no middle ground when it comes to being here. You're either here or you're not here. But see, women like to place conditions, but then they say they want unconditional love from a man. You know what I'm saying? They say they want this, that from a man, a laundry list of items. But then when a man demands respect, that's all he asks for. You know what I'm saying? Just show him respect, because he goes out in the world and works hard every day. You tell him he doesn't deserve disrespect, but then you go and you disrespect him yourself. It's like, how does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how really the toxic ones are the females, man. They destroyed chivalry. They use their seduction to keep men thirsty so that they're distracted from God. They convince men through manipulation and reverse psychology that watering themselves down and softening themselves up is good, and we should normalize it because that's what real men do. When actually real men follow what the Most High says in Proverbs. He wants men to be stoic. And actually, what it also says, I think it's in Proverbs, it might be in another book, but he says that men should not pour out their spirit. Now I'm going to let that resonate. Because women say, oh, open up. And then when you do, they disrespect you. And then when you close off, they act like it's a problem. They threaten to leave you. They threaten to this. Oh, I don't feel the chemistry anymore. I don't this, that, and whatever. To get you to be guilt tripped into opening up again so that they can have control again. But if you just stick it out, they'll get over it. Because at the end of the day, if we're men, we're leaders of women and children. We are followers of the Most High. The Most High leads all of us. So if he declares, if he establishes a rule that men should not pour out their spirit to other individuals, do you know what that means? That means we should not go around as men opening up our deepest, darkest feelings and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that makes us vulnerable and all that. We have to protect that. We have to protect that because we need to be protected so that we can continue to protect the women and the children in the world. How can we protect women and children in the world? How can we protect them if we're too busy being vulnerable and opening ourselves and subjecting ourselves to being a target? Because then that makes us and the women and children a target, because if we're a target and we're knocked out the way, the women and children are open. They're open to anything. So we need to resist the forces of seduction, of temptation, and become stronger as men so that we can become better leaders. And sometimes, like, if you change the way you think about how a woman talks to you or does you or whatever, like, yeah, it's disrespectful. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, I got a big problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, even though women don't take accountability, they refuse to apologize for their actions, and they're quick to blame you for stuff that they did because you respond to it. Even if you respond in a respectful way, they want to blame you, yell at you, tune you out, drown you out. Even though I don't like that, and every man in the world who has self-respect and integrity for others and carries himself in a certain way, you know what I'm saying, like a real man does, even though those type of men have a right to not appreciate that type of disrespect, there is a positive that comes from it. It can be a wake-up call. That's the whole point of this video. It can be a wake-up call. A wake-up call is always positive, because when there is a wake-up call, that comes with a realization that things need to change. You know what I'm saying? Things need to get better, improve. Something different needs to happen in order for things to progress, in order for things to thrive. And as much as a fuss a woman will put up for you going back into your true masculine self, whether she say it's toxic, act like it's toxic, oh my God, fine, but you don't want to talk, then I'm not going to talk and stuff like this. But women are emotional and they can't hold it in for too long. You know what I'm saying? At some point it's going to spill out. Us men, we able to do that. We just don't utilize that part of our mind. We able to take a whole lot and still keep trucking without saying a word. But it's just we let women convince us that there's something wrong with that. But when you trust God and you don't listen to these women out here, you listen to God. God says don't pour your spirit out. Again, don't pour your spirit out to these people out here, man. Because he says don't put your faith in man. You will always be disappointed. When you put your faith in something, you put expectations on it. You can put expectations on the Most High because the Most High never going to lead you. But at the same time, though, take them limits off because he's all powerful. And when I say put expectations on the Most High, I mean like basically counting on him to be there. Because as long as you're there for him, he's there for you. As long as you put him first, he's there for you. He's not going to go nowhere. But when you put expectations on all these human beings out here, expecting them to be there, expecting them to respect you, expecting them to this and that, you're going to always be disappointed. People come and go. People switch up. People fluctuate. You know what I'm saying? Because we're human beings at the end of the day. But what makes it so bad is not the fact that we're human beings, because that's fine. I'm human too. But what makes it so bad is the lack of accountability. How people switch up, how people do this. They talk to you this way, that way, and think it's okay. Think they can just continue to do it. You watching while they treat other people nice and they mistreat you. You on the back burner. And then when you try to call it out, they say you're doing too much. They tell you to stop. Stop what? How about you stop doing what you're doing? But see, that's what happens when you put expectations on people. Then at the same time, when it comes to a relationship, the only way for things to stop is men got to take charge. They got to. Men got to take charge, man. We can't worry about all that. We can't worry about, I said this, it offended her or whatever. Man, we're men. We meant to talk firm. We meant to be straightforward. We're meant to be logical. We're not emotional. I'm so sick of women trying to make us like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with being a masculine man who is stoic, who is not quick to be emotional, who is not quick to show emotion in his face, in his body, in his mannerisms, who is not quick to tell all of his feelings to the woman. Like, that's not how it should be. Straight, masculine men lead. Now, I'm not saying there should be no communication, but I'm saying that the way a man communicates is different from the way a woman communicates, and women need to get that through their thick skulls, that we're not the same. We're not the same, and that's the beauty in how God made the world, the fact that he didn't make us the same, because that's how we complement each other. But the more women try to water us down, and the more these men simps out here keep giving into it and taking the bait and not putting their foot down because they're scared of how mad the woman will get, or scared of how the woman will leave. If a woman really leaves you, if a woman really loves you, and you tap into your true masculine frame as a man, your natural way of being a man, she'll love that. She'll respect that. I don't care what type of fuss she put up. At the end of the day, the way that you know she'll love it, she'll treat you better. She'll respect you. She may be trying to get used to it at first, so she may give you some lip, but the way that you handle that as a man, silence. And you know how I know that? Because I learned the hard way. Always over-explaining. Always sending large paragraphs and stuff like this. Well, I mean this and I mean that. And, this is the reason for that. It's like, women know what they're doing. And they like to play stupid. And they like to play victims. You know, like they don't know what's going on. They like to play oblivious, to put you in the position to where you feel like you need to explain everything. You don't need to explain nothing. They have minds just like we have. Just because they're emotional and we're logical doesn't mean that they don't have a brain. They know how to think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just like to act like they don't. You know? But all of a sudden, when it comes to certain things, they just snap into, they really know how to think all that. They really know what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? They really know how to pinpoint what a man's doing. You know, they really know how to hold a man accountable. But for some reason, when it comes to holding themselves accountable, or a man holding a woman accountable, I don't know what's going on. What's into him? Why is he acting like this? He's doing too much. He's taking it too far. Just stop. You're giving me anxiety. You're this, you're that. Just leave me alone. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? You're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wait, the woman was in the wrong. So why is she trying to put the man in a position to apologize for something that he didn't do? All because he wants to check her on being disrespectful in her behavior and her attitude and her words and her demeanor. Like, that's what I mean by watering down. Because if you do that to a man enough, it's like, oh, okay, well, look, I'm sorry for it. Sorry for what? For being a man? Man, get the hell out of here, man. I'm driving now, bruh. That's what we gotta say, man. If you watch WWE, man, if you know, you know. If you watch WWE, man. Shout out to Ron Killings, even though they're burying him right now again when they just brought him back, which I think is bogus. I didn't forget about that. You know what I'm saying? But I love that promo when he came back on Monday Night Raw after he showed up at Money in the Bank, because it came from a real place. He said, I'm driving now. Put some respect on my name. Because Ron Killings, he a man's man, and he's standing on business. That's what we got to do. We got to stand on business. We got to, man. We got to. This for all the men out there, man, who constantly overlooked. You know, they don't know which way to go. It's like they think that there's something wrong with being strong, with not opening up. And don't listen to what these females say, man. I'm not going to say they don't know what they're talking about, but when it comes to certain topics, when it comes to certain things, certain ideas, they're not experienced in that like God is. Can't no woman tell me how to be a man when she didn't make me. The Most High made me. God made me. So he has every right on how to instruct me on how to be a proper man in this world, so that I can lead myself through life, be led by him, receive him, put him first, lead women and children. You know what I'm saying? Can't no woman tell me how to be a man because she's a woman. She'll never have that experience of being a man. And yeah, you have single women who do parents' jobs when it comes to raising kids, but I'm talking about just the overall lifestyle, the overall experience of being a man. A woman won't know what it's like. The moment she tried, there's studies out there, there's a woman who tried to do that for a day. I think she killed herself or was about to, because that's how stressful it was. Privilege is invisible to those who have it, man. Now, I'm not downplaying the experiences of women, but I'm saying that men have difficult experiences too. So we shouldn't put each other down, discredit each other, belittle each other. You know what I'm saying? We should support the difficult experiences across the board. Across both sides. You know what I'm saying? And let men be men. How are women going to complain that there aren't enough real men in the world? There's no man in the world that they can truly respect because he doesn't carry himself like a real man. But the moment that a man carries himself like a real man, now you want to put up a fuss and call him toxic and make it seem like there's something wrong with him. Make it seem like he's being too harsh or rude or offensive. Actually, y'all women be the offensive ones, all passive aggressive, throwing insults and putting the laugh over it like it's a joke. And then when we call y'all out, you say we being too sensitive. Hell no, we just demanding our respect. As a man should. Because at the end of the day, women only get the hots for a man that they can respect. And they can't respect a man who doesn't respect himself. So at some point, we got to respectfully put our foot down as men and ignore all these little background comments and the background noise that women like to throw out to test us. That's really what it is. If we start seeing it as a test, we won't fall for the bait. And I had this wake-up call, so I want to share this with y'all, hoping that this will wake y'all up, man. Because we don't hate women like they always like to say. That's what, they give people to pander to them to shut us real men up. You know what I'm saying? They oh, he hates women, he's a misogynist, and he's been hurt. Don't listen to him. He's coming from a place of bitterness. Nah, son, I'm coming from a place of wisdom, because everything that I just said is facts, whether women want to admit it or not. And what are these sensitive men out here who are taking up for these women who don't want to be accountable? Whether they want to accept it or not. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Facts are facts. And when you try to put feelings over them, it'll never work. And it won't. It's just, it is what it is. It's best for a man to be emotionally in control, not quick to open up about his feelings. Women don't want that, man. Like, you got to give them what they need, because in the moment they say they want this, but they really don't, because when you give it to them, they switch up. Like, if I say, this is how I am, I'm a masculine man, I'm straight, and this is how I carry myself, you know what I'm saying? I demand my respect. I'm not going for anything less. I'm not quick to open up about my feelings, because, I protect my mind, I protect my spirit, I protect my heart. People need to prove themselves to me before I tell them about anything about myself, right? And then the women say, no, but I want you to open up to me. I'm not like that. I'm not like the rest of them. And that's the bait. And you know what's crazy? Like, a lot of women realize they do this, but a number of women don't realize they're doing this subconsciously. But I think whether women realize it or not, the point is, that's not the right approach for men to take. See, the thing is, like, women are spiteful. When they see men get a grip on themselves like this, they want to do the same thing. They want to compete with men. Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna go back to being, emotionless and not quick to open up. Fine, I'm not gonna open up to you either. That's not what it's about. It's about, we're two different people. So it's fine for women to do that. Us men, we're supposed to be built for women to, come to us with their emotions, their feelings, open up and cry on our shoulder and stuff like that. That's completely fine. But it's not meant for us men to do that. When we want to cry to somebody, we cry to God. Because think about how we get out of the structure of things. When we lean on somebody's shoulder and stuff like that, we pedestalizing them. You can be there for somebody, but still not pedestalize them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if we're supposed to be leading women, what are we doing, stooping down and looking up to women for? That literally takes us out of the structure. That literally takes us out of the structure of things. Because it's God, men, women, children. And from the bottom going up, that's who you look up to. The children look up to their parents, their mother, their father. The woman look up to the man look up to God. So what is the man, what business does the man have looking up to the woman? Because that's literally putting God in the woman's place and putting woman in God's place. And woman is not God. God is God. The Most High is the Most High. He says, I am that I am. So it's like, if we really want relationships to work, if we really want respect, we have to ignore what women say. Is as harsh as that may sound, we have to ignore what they say sometimes, and we have to trust our own mind, because the Most High gave us men a mind to lead, to be conquerors of the world, of the earth. We can't do that by listening and trying to get the opinions of everybody else around us. We need to trust our gut, trust our mind, trust our spirit. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is providing us wisdom. So we need to put him first and accept the wisdom that he gives us. That's what makes us leaders. And in turn, even if a woman complains at first, if she see you do what I just said in this whole video, consistently, she will turn around. I swear to God, man. She will turn around. Because women are emotional. And at the end of the day, you have to give them what they need, what you know they need. They'll tell you, I want this, I want that. But as men, it's our responsibility to understand everything. Understand everything about women, understand everything about children, because we're leading them. You have to understand who you're leading. How can you lead them if you don't understand anything about them? But you have to understand yourself first, and you have to understand the Most High first and foremost before you even think about leading a woman. That's why there's the whole thing about get yourself together as a man before you get with any woman, because if you don't, you're going to be all over the place, and then she's going to be all over the place. The children are going to be all over the place because you don't have yourself together as a man. And the best way to get yourself together as a man is to let the Most High lead you. If you don't know where to go, if you don't have a direction in life, pray. Trust God. Don't worry. Don't entertain strong emotions. It is what it is. Tell yourself that from now on. It is what it is. When a lot of bad things happen, it is what it is. Be stoic. Don't even show the fact that you phase in your face. Don't show it. You know what I'm saying? Don't show it. Be cool. Calm and collected.